With Peebles undefeated at home in the league for 13 months and JED looking for their 7th win in a row, it was going to be tight. Early on there were nervous moments for both sides with a lot of mistakes, and Peebles hooker Ryan McConnell lost several throw-ins. An early Chris Laidlaw penalty put JED ahead, but 2 penalties from Dan Botwood made it 6-3. There was a large crowd at the Gites, and while there were plenty of frustrating moments, there were some good attacking moves by both teams, including this one from JED-FOREST, as Seb Trotter, Greg Walker and Scott MacDonald all combined and nearly produced a score. When the ball appeared and Ross Goodfellow swung it out to the left, Peebles were in the faces, but knocked the ball on. Referee James Matthew gave JED a scrum, but wasn't happy with Peebles' packing and awarded a free kick, which Gary Elder took quickly. Goodfellow was on hand to take play up to the line, and as his forwards piled in, it was Robert Ferguson who was awarded the touchdown, his 4th of the season. Chris Laidlaw missed the conversion, but on 33 minutes Dan Botwood kicked another long-range penalty to give Peebles a narrow lead at the break. Peebles had the benefit of the wind advantage in the first half, but that wind eased in the second. However, JED played 10 minutes of the second period against 14 men when James Oakes was yellow-carded. Before he went off, though, centre Scott MacDonald just managed to shrug off the advancing tackle of Dan Botwood before being put to ground by 3 Peebles defenders. Goodfellow's kick deep into Peebles' territory was eventually cleared and the chance had gone. Oakes may have been the villain earlier, but he made up for things with some fine work in the loose, and if he trusted his own ability a bit more, he may well have got to the line here. Neil Warnock couldn't quite reach his pass, and Goodfellow was there to tidy up with a long kick downfield. The referee didn't like Adam Clark's late challenge, though, and a double penalty was awarded, but Laidlaw put the kick wide of the left post. While Clark was penalised for a late tackle, Robert Hogg went unpunished for this one. Not many packs in Premier 2 will be as technically efficient as JED, and when they got the ball they edged their way forward into Peebles' territory. Here's a useful piece of play by the forwards putting together some good pick-and-drive moves, but it all came to nothing when the referee spotted an infringement at the bottom of the ruck. Peebles were taking heart from the fact that they were withstanding all the pressure that JED put on them, and they started to put some excellent play together themselves when the opportunities came. Although JED themselves are renowned for their defensive displays on the park, Peebles were beginning to find some gaps to exploit, and the sheer power of the likes of Craig Hunter caused big problems. When JED lost a line out on their own throw, Peebles attacked deep into the heart of JED's defence and produced some excellent rugby, with phase after phase trying to get that elusive try which they wanted all the game. To their credit, JED soaked up the Peebles' pressure and managed to prevent them from crossing the whitewash. But as is usually the case when teams come under such relentless pressure, illegal tactics are employed, and the referee played advantage to Peebles when it was clear they weren't going to score a try. So it was another chance for Dan the Man to kick 3 more points and stretch his team's lead. As the sun came out for the final quarter, the big New Zealander James Oakes continued to create some magic and held the ball up here until support from Neil Warnock arrived, and he did wonders to pop up a pass to Botwood and keep the move alive, although on this occasion JED turned the ball over. Peebles' last chance for a try came when Hunter stormed down the wing, but Robert Hogg managed to stop him with an excellent ankle tap tackle. As the clock ran down, JED were getting frustrated and started running the ball out of their own 22, always a dangerous thing to do, as they found out here when Laidlaw and Hasty got into a bit of a muddle and conceded a scrum in front of the posts. It meant Peebles had another chance to attack the JED line. Donald Sangster was eyeing up his options from the back of the scrum, and he nearly managed to go all the way, but again the JED defence held firm, with Robert Ferguson pulling him down just short. With a minute only left on the clock, JED were not going to give away a try at any cost, and Scott Laidlaw's body preventing the ball from coming back was going to ensure the referee would blow for a penalty. But he'd earlier seen another infringement, and the penalty kick was awarded nearer to the posts. Boltwood kicked his 5th penalty, and the match was just about over. One final handling error in the JED backline typified their frustration for the afternoon, and with that Mr Matthew had seen enough and the game was over, with Peebles winning once again at the Guides.
We're a bit disappointed about that. We came up to Peebles looking to disrupt their home forum, and to be honest, it didn't quite work out today. A bit disappointing. The guys know that we didn't perform the way we should have performed at JED. We've no real superstars, and we've got to work and give 100% every week to get a result, which is what we have been doing. But today, I'm not sure exactly what happened. We had a great first half performance, and second half we just weren't on the ball at all. But credit to Peebles, they came out and gave it everything against the wind.
It's a tough game today, another hard border derby. JED threw everything in the kitchen sink at us in the first half. We just had to defend it. We didn't play particularly well, but turning around at half time we just upped our gear a wee bit and came away with the win at the end.
We'll not dwell on this a lot. As I say, Peebles haven't been beat at home for a long time, and give them credit for that. But at the same time, we know we could have performed better, and we'll go on this to Riverside next week and hopefully get a victory there.
Essentially, that was the plan at the start of the season, was just to win our home games. We knew that was going to be tough enough in this league. Another step up. That's 100% so far this season. So we just take it on the road to Haddington next week, and then come back down here in the following week to play Aberdeen.
Losing point is always good, and it keeps us maybe up there in the mix, but it just shows you in this league anybody can beat anybody. One defeat and you're back in there.